Still, when Lennon was shot and killed in New York City on December 8, 1980 by a fan for whom he'd just signed an autograph for hours before, the world lost a tremendous musical talent. Lennon's influence lives on not only in his sons Julian and Sean with Ono, but in his many fans and the many musicians who came after him. Here are 65 of John Lennon's quotes about his life, his band, and the human condition. Here are top quotes from John Lennon. 1. We're more popular than Jesus now. Jesus was all right, but his disciples were thick and ordinary. It's them twisting it that ruins it for me, too. I am a violent man who has learned not to be violent and regrets his violence. 3. You're born in pain. Pain is what we are in most of the time, and I think that the bigger the pain, the more God you look for. 4. I don't want to die, and I don't want to be hurt physically, but if they blow the world up, we're all out of our pain then, forget it, no more problems. 5. You can't just keep quiet about anything that's going on in the world unless you're a monk. Sorry, monks. 6. When Paul first sang Hey Jude to me or played me the little tape he'd made of it, I took it very personally. Ah, it's me. I said, it's me. He says, no, it's me. I said, check. We're going through the same bit. So we all are. Whoever is going through that bit with us is going through it. That's the groove 7. My defenses were so great. The cocky rock and roll hero who knows all the answers was actually a terrified guy who didn't know how to cry. Simple. 8. I don't want to grow up, but I'm sick of not growing up. I'll find a different way of not growing up. 9. That was a great period. We were like kings of the jungle then, and we were very close to the Stones. I spent a lot of time with them, and it was great. 10. I'm not their F********* parents. They come to the door with an F******** ing peace symbol and expect to just sort of march around the house or something, like an old Beatles fan. They're under a delusion of awareness by having long hair, and that's what I'm sick of. They frighten me. 11. I believe in God, but not as one thing, not as an old man in the sky. I believe that what people call God is something in all of us. I believe that what Jesus and Mohammed and Buddha and all the rest said was right. It's just that the translations have gone wrong. 12. I've withdrawn many times. Part of me is a monk, and part of performing Flea. The fear in the music business is that you don't exist if you're not at Zenon with Andy Warhol. 13. You don't have to be a star to get a cheese sandwich. You just have to be first. 14. I used to be cruel to women, and physically any woman. I was a hitter. I couldn't express myself and I hit. I fought men and I hit women. That is why I'm always on about peace. 15. When you're drowning, you don't think. I would be incredibly pleased if someone would notice I'm drowning and come and rescue me. You just scream. 16. It looks like I'm going to be 40 and life begins at 40, so they promise, and I believe it, too. 17. We live in a world where we have to hide to make love, while violence is practiced in broad daylight. 18. Paul McCartney and I made a deal when we were 15. There was never a legal deal between us, just a deal we made when we decided to write together that we put both our names on it. No matter what. 19. There is no denying that we are still living in the capitalist world. I think that in order to survive and to change the world, you have to take care of yourself first. You have to survive yourself. 20. The biggest mistake Yoko and I made was allowing ourselves to become influenced by the male macho serious revolutionaries and their insane ideas about killing people to save them from capitalism and / or communism, depending on your point of view. We should have stuck to our own way of working for peace, bed-ins, billboards, etc. 21. We're not Beatles to each other, you know. It's a joke to us. If we're going out the door of the hotel, we say, right, Beatle John. Beatle George now. Come on, let's go. We don't put on a false front or anything. 22. We were 4 guys. I met Paul and said, you want to join me, the band? Then George joined and then Ringo joined. We were just a band that made it very, very big, that's all. Our best work was never recorded. 23. That's why we never improved as musicians. We killed ourselves, then to make it. 24. After Brian Epstein died, we collapsed. Paul took over and supposedly led us. But what is leading us? When we went round in circles, we broke up then. That was the disintegration. 25. There are 2 basic motivating forces, fear and love. When we are afraid, we pull back from life. When we are in love, we open to all that life has to offer with passion, excitement, and acceptance. We need to learn to love ourselves first, in all our glory and our perfections. If we cannot love ourselves, we cannot fully open to our ability to love others or our potential to create. Evolution and all hopes for a better world rest in the fearlessness and open-hearted vision of people who embrace life. 25. There are two basic motivating forces, fear and love. When we are afraid, we pull back from life. When we are in love, we 26. But it's my music with my band when it's me singing it, and it's Paul's music with his band. Sometimes it's halves, you know. When we write them together, they're together 27. That is one of the main reasons the Beatles ended. I can't speak for George, but I pretty damn well know we got fed up of being sidemen for Paul 28. I meant it, it's real. The lyric is as good now as it was then. It's no different. And it makes me feel secure to know that I was that sensible, or whatever not sensible, aware of myself. It was just me singing help, and I meant it. 29. I think the music reflects the state that society's in. It doesn't suggest the state. I think poets, musicians, artists, or whatever they are of the age, not only do they lead that age on, but they reflect the age. And I think that's what the pop music is doing, it's mainly reflected. 30. In England, there are only two things to be, basically. You are either for the labor movement or for the capitalist movement. Either you become a right-wing Archie Bunker, if you are in the class I'm in, or you become an instinctive socialist, which I was. Thanks for watching. I hope you follow.